Gentlemen, I'll be brief. I've been yelling at all of you all year, sometimes twice, 3 times a day. I'm sure you don't need to hear me anymore. First, I just want to offer my congratulations. We talk a lot about the future and what's coming up next, but I just want to pause and acknowledge what you've done while you're here. You've been a great class. I know a lot of you guys have worked hard with a lot of you guys. You've done amazing things for prep. Your graduation is an honor and a great achievement, and I congratulate you for it. Number 2, I just want to briefly talk about something, an opportunity that you have that doesn't often get stated. I think it's often left unstated. When you go to school next year, or work, or prep school, or wherever you may be going, you're going to have an opportunity for the first time in your lives to reimagine and redefine who you are and how other people see you. And I want you to think about that for a second, because you haven't had a chance so far to do this. Everywhere you've gone since you've been born, people have known who you are. They've seen you coming. Does that make sense? All right? They've seen you coming. Next year, you're going to get to go to a place where, you know what? Nobody sees you coming. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows what you're good at. Nobody knows what you love. Nobody knows what you hate. And you're going to have an opportunity in that process to drop any of the baggage that you feel holds you back and reimagine your better self. So think about that. Think about your day in high school or even before. How often you go through that day and are pigeonholed by the way other people see you, or by something that you've done in the past that has sort of hung on to you, clings onto your back. When you get to school or your next stop, you get to get rid of all that. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows where you come from. You get to reimagine that. And my hope for you is that you think about that reimagination. That you actually plan as you head out this summer. Who do I want to be? What do I want to put out there? How can I be better? And you need to be realistic about this plan, man. Realistic. Some of it is very realistic. You need to be the guy who knows how to do laundry. You got to reimagine that guy. Otherwise, you're a stinky guy wearing sweatpants to class. Don't do that. Men don't wear sweatpants, right, Justin? Okay? So some of it's practical, some of it's realistic, but some of it, okay, some of it is very much, as Polonius said to his son in Hamlet. You guys all remember Hamlet, right? Said, "To thine own self be true." Now, Polonius was a fool, but Hamlet often put really wise, or Shakespeare often put really wise words into the mouths of fools. And in the process of your transformation that you have the opportunity of making next year, you got to think about what elements of your character you desperately need to hold on to, and what elements of your character you can jettison. What can you get rid of? And what do you need to grab onto in order to further, again, your better self? Think about it. I had a friend, and I told a couple of guys this story already, so apologize for repetition, but I had a friend in college whose mother, at Christmas, gave him 52 $2 bills in an envelope every Christmas. That was his present. And the message to him was simple. These go in the collection plate every Sunday. And what she was saying to him was, hey, I know you're going to college, and now you know you're going to reimagine yourself, but for her, it was very important that her son go to Mass. Now, I watched him put a couple of those $2 bills as tips into the pizza delivery guy's hand. But, more often than not, Sunday he dragged his butt out of bed and went to Mass to honor his mother, and because when he reimagined his better self, he wanted to make sure that his faith was part of that process. You need to think about what you want to keep. That's my advice to you. What do you need to hold on to? And what do you want to get rid of? who do you want to be, and how is that person better than the person you are today? Because if it's the same person you are today, then going away is not worth it. It's not worth the money. It's not worth the time. You got to be better. Okay? So what are some of those things you might consider? You might think about your friends. You might think about your family. Right? Who do you need to hang on to? Who do you need to go to for advice? Who do you need to include in the process? And what lengths do you need to go to include them? You may want to think about your faith. Right? At prep, we've talked a lot about that with you. It's going to become more important as life becomes more real. And I would say you're in a unique position to hold on to Fairfield Prep. And we asked that question, how many of your high school classmates were in your wedding party? I raised my hand. Why? Because I went here. That's why. So you keep Fairfield Prep, right? It's part of that foundation. And you look at what parts of it you want to hold on to and bring with you, and to make part of your better self. So last, and I said I'd be brief, here it is. A to-do list. Number 1, be smart. Be smart. You know what that means. Be smart tonight. Be smart in the choices that you make this summer, and when you go to school, be smart. The opportunities put in front of you. You know what that means. Don't make decisions that are going to hold you back. And look out for each other in those decisions, even if you may be thousands of miles apart. Number 2, say thank you. One of the best parts of teaching in prep, and people have said this before, is at the end of class, kids walk up to you at the end of class and say thank you. Kids walk up to me at the end of the worst class I've ever taught and say thank you. That's a great habit to be in. And then in the next 3 months, say thank you to everybody that you need to say thank you to before you leave. Your friends, your parents, brothers and sisters, maybe some of the folks around prep. Think about the people who have helped you get to this point and say thank you to them. And number 3, keep in touch. Now we talk about that in so many different ways, right, at prep, but it's so important. I want you to understand something. Now you look around the room, a lot of the people who teach at prep have been here forever, or went here and came back because they believe in this place. This place is for you. And your efforts after this place validate what we did. If we don't hear from you, we don't get that validation. We need it. So keep in touch. Let us know how you're doing. Okay? Let us know what your future's like. Let us know the choices you made. And if you need help, we're here to help. Always. Congratulations, men. Have a great graduation.
Okay, guys. On behalf of the class of 2016, student government would like to present Mr. Sather with the Most Inspirational Teacher Award.